Hello everyone and welcome to a new series, AI War. I've been thinking about feeling like playing a strategy game, so we're going to start a AI War series for a couple reasons. The first being that I want to play it, and the second being that I have had some difficulty actually getting into this game. There aren't as many tutorial videos. Mostly you just have to read the wiki, and I thought having some videos would help more people get into this game. It is an RTS that is very different from most RTS games, which is why it's so difficult to learn. Instead of trying to balance both sides, what it does is the AI is like godlike, and you are just this insignificant bug, and your goal is to kill the AI without them ever seeing the knife, to kill them without them ever taking any notice of you, enough notice of you that they go to the actual effort of squashing you. So a lot of the strategy lies in choosing your targets very, very carefully, so that you hit only really, really high priority targets, and to get from your starting position to the core of the AI, accomplishing a few goals throughout the map before you can kill them. But enough talking about it, let's actually play it. You can see here that I have 4 expansions. There are currently 5 expansions out. I have not got the latest expansion because this game is frequently on sale on Steam. Right now it's $16 to $17, but I fully expect that it will be on sale during the Christmas holiday, and you can probably, the Christmas themed sale, and you can probably pick up the whole game with all the expansions for something like $5, compared to how much you pay for a movie. You'll probably get at least 2 hours of entertainment out of this. It's a pretty good deal. So as far as the game setup goes, we're going to be going on a 80 planets, which is what the game is balanced around. Simple map style, there's a whole bunch of ones you can choose from, but we're just going to use simple. Conquest type, there's also these defender types that you can play if you want to do that. Ships, these various types of ships that can exist, you can turn them on and off if you want. And there's this setup too. I guess. Game options. I have the combat style set to epic slower. This will give me more time to make decisions. It will just slow down the rate of combat so that I can move things around a little bit and stuff. It'll also give me more time to respond to alerts and stuff. Unit cap scale is normal. Now this works a bit differently than it does in most games. The unit cap and the amount of damage and health the unit has are tied to each other. So if you double the number of ships, your ships will have half health and do half as much damage. It's not going to change the overall DPS. It's just going to change the number of little dots that are on the screen, or the number of icons that are on the screen. Performance profile, just based on how good your computer is. Visibility, you can do full fog of war, complete visibility, etc, etc, etc. AI options, this is where a lot of the stuff from the expansions come in, but first let's talk about the AI progress. Auto AI progress, this is normally set to 1 every 5 minutes, but I'm going to turn it off. I despise being rushed, so we're going to turn that off. It'll give us plenty of time to think about what we're going to do and In the end, it's not going to make a huge difference if we had it on the default. Most games don't last terribly long. Well, or I should say the amount of progress it adds over the course of game isn't going to be a huge amount. It no more than we would have for like 2 or 3 planets. Probably. Something like that. We're going to turn on reveal random AI types. This is just a little helpful thing for us so that we will know what we're going up against. It's not a big deal because you can also specifically select an AI type, which you would obviously then know what you're fighting. Over here, these are a bunch of various options. Some of them are negative to you, some of them are negative to the AI with the boost to you. Some of them are positive with a caveat, and some of them are negative to both you and the AI. I'm kind of leaving on things that are both either positive to both me and the AI or positive to me with a caveat. So we have human resistance fighters. Occasionally some friendly guys will show up and help us out. Human colony rebellions. Occasionally there'll be colonies that will rebel and we have to help them out or bad things happen. Zenith traders. This helps both me and the AI. Just a random NPC trader ship that will wander around and we can buy stuff if it's in our system. Zenith miners, Dyson spheres, and devourers are both kind of negative to both me and the AI, so I've turned them off. Broken golems moderate. Easy is where there's not really any negative effects, but it's just positive for me. Moderate is there's kind of a negative effect, but it's generally positive. There's also botnet golems, which same as the other type, just these are a little bit more specific. They do something different. Then these are kind of generally negative to both, I believe. Actually, this is just negative to me. Yeah, I think those two are negative. Fallen Spires is really major change and I have not read up on it, so we're not going to explore that. At least not this game. Spire civilian leaders start out as negative to me, but if I capture them, I can make them positive for me. Spirecraft, it's kind of like the golems. Then Dark Spire, I do not know what that is. I think that's added in the last expansion, and I have not really looked into it. AI plots, these generally make the AI harder. Yeah, I think all of these make the AI harder, so I'm going to leave those off. I don't know why they're called AI plots. Maybe they do something different. I don't know. We're going to be role normal. There are these other roles, which some of them sound interesting, like this one. But we're not going to deal with that yet. We're going to make a random easier and a random moderate easier. So I have at least one guy that we should be able to take on, and this guy might kill us. The difficulty 7 is kind of normal once you know how to play the game, but I'm a bit new at this, so we're going to go on 6. I've tried 7 and I got mushed like really quickly. I've tried 5 and I pretty much steamrolled the AI, so maybe 6 will be just right. Now then, this is the map. We can, if we want to, do a new map seed and get a new map, generate the map, new map seed. Wow, that's a weird looking map. I'm just looking at the map to see if it's one that I would want to play. 4. Want to have something that's a bit defensible, just for starting out. What does entangling do? Okay. Basically just makes it easier to read the map, but doesn't actually change anything. Nope, don't like that one either. That one looks a bit scary. Maybe this one? No, maybe not. It's what? I'm not sure. Okay, let me click through this a few more times and I'll be right back. This is the map I have chosen. First, let's go over the various icons here. All of these are starting positions, and depending on which position you start at, you get whatever ship type is there. You have a few basic ship types, and then you get some extra ones, one based on your starting position, and later in the game you can unlock additional ships through completing or capturing certain buildings. So first we have a Cutlass. This is a decent ship in that it can do a fair amount of damage in large groups. Its hull is okay, it has a decent armor, but its attacks damage itself. And they're kind of a resource drain because you have to continually rebuild them due to that. They also have to get right up on their target since they're in a melee weapon. Their ammo type is blades, and very many things are not immune to that, unlike the other type of melee weapon. Tachyon Microfighter is basically just a fighter with a gimmick, and the gimmick isn't that great. Youngling Weasel, it's kind of a missile decoy weapon. I don't like the Younglings that much because they're too difficult to micromanage. Shield bearers are good. You get a nice shield. You can repair them. They don't do a whole lot of damage, but they can help you get through tougher, more fortified places. A armored ship, decent, tanky ship. You can send it ahead of your guys so it soaks up the damage and just be a meat shield. Raiders, these are decent. They don't do a great deal of damage, but they can get deep into enemy territory to do what little damage they do, so that you don't have to slug it out through them. Teleporting leeches are difficult to micromanage as well. They can be good. You can capture ships with these, but they're very fragile. They have kind of a limited range. They have to be very close on top of something. They're really, really hard to micromanage. The polarizer is decent, but more good in the later game. It's better against things that have armor, like higher tier bombers. A good ship for late game, but not so great at the very beginning. Raptor is also a raider type ship. It's good for kiting. Good against missile frigates and artillery. And let's see, other raiders. It's not a... how to say this? Doesn't do a ton of damage. But it can, like, stay out of range of a lot of things. The beam frigate, fairly decent, though you have a lower ship cap and the damage to a single target is not great, though it can hit a number of targets with its sort of beam area damage, straight line area damage. Mini rams, I do not like them at all. They're like, you only have a ship cap of 20, they'd only do 3,900 damage, 39,000 damage, and they die when they do the damage. They're just not great overall. Electric shuttle, I guess it's okay against certain types of groups, but low build thing and only good against large groups of ships that are not immune to it. If we knew what we're going up against, that might be a choice we'd want. Gravity Ripper, I would rather have something that kills somebody outright rather than just slows them down. Mirror, these will reflect the attacks, but all attackers get the bonus against this 10 times. It doesn't reflect the damage that they do, so it still takes damage from a hit. It takes 10 times more damage. They don't have that much health. Based on that, just not the best thing. Not for the cost. Gravity Drain, kind of the same as that one over there. Just slows ships. It's not even that great at slowing them either. Have we covered everything? And this one, the bombardment ship, it's kind of a... does quite a lot of damage, has a decent range, low fire rate though. It's very good against guardians, things with heavier armor. It's immune to mines, and it's very expensive. It's a good kind of weapon that you can use as in defense as well as offense to kind of just hold an area. And it's also, the multiplier down below them is how many wormhole connections that system has. Generally, you want to have something, your homeworld, to have few connections, 3 or less, because you don't want to have a enemy system where it can attack your homeworld right off. That's fairly risky. However, you don't want like a whole map of these little stringy systems like this, because they don't leave you with options to get around a difficult system to capture. If you have like a really heavily defended system right here or right here, you can't really fight your way around it. You have to go straight through. And also it's more expensive in terms of AI progress to continually capture all these systems. That, or you have to just raid very, very deep into the AI's territory, which is also difficult. So we're going to click on the bombard, because that's what I want, and it will change the color of our, whatever color we chose. I've chosen blue, because blue is the best color there is. And I think we'll start now. So right off the bat, we're going to press the P key to pause the game. That'll give us a bit of time to look around. Let's unpause it a little bit for that to happen. So let's take a look at the interface. Right here, this is the system, or I think it's actually a planet map. They're based on planets. And the wormholes to the neighboring systems. Up here we have the game time, the system, or the planet we're in, resources, metal, crystal, knowledge, and energy. This top number up here is how much you have stored, and this is the rate you're gathering it. There's a limit of 999,999 for metal and crystal that you can have in storage, which is really not that much compared to some of the cost of things. Knowledge is gathered by these three buildings: Knowledge Hacker, Science Lab Mark II, and Science Lab. You can only gather 3,000 knowledge per planet. You can see this third line from the bottom. And this particular type can only gather knowledge from your planets or neutral planets. The second type is the same, but it goes faster. This type can gather it from AI controlled sectors, but the AI will respond with aggression if you try to do that. Okay, what else? If we press B, we get this screen. Various tabs: economic, construction things, support, and turrets. If we press D for docks, we cycle between all of our various docks. So we have space dock to build our smaller ships, and the starship constructor to build starships, which are bigger ships, more expensive, and take more money, take more resources to build, and have a lower cap. Down at the bottom, that is how many ships of that type you can have. There's Mark 1 through 3 to start off with. There is a way to unlock higher tiers through capturing certain structures. We have our energy generator. Energy is different than the other things, as it's a continually used thing. So, for instance, the shield generator takes 3,000 energy to operate. And if we ever get negative energy, all of our shield generators across the galaxy will stop working. Certain ships require energy to function, they'll all stop working. But we can pause it to free up that energy, turn it back on, and it'll start using it again. We can also do that with the types of ships that need energy. First thing we're going to want to do is take a look around the neighborhood. So we're going to select our scout drones. We start out with 2 Mark II scout drones. We're going to press L to half our selection, which actually we'll just do this manually so that we don't double select. We'll send one here and one here, pressing tab to get to this map. Then we're going to take this, set a waypoint out here, press Control 1 to set the dock in a group so that everything coming out of this dock will automatically be put in Control Group 1. Going to build by holding Control 5 at a time. 10 fighters, 15 bombers, and 10 missile frigates. Then we're going to loop that. We will build a second space dock. We're going to put this in Control Group 2. This is going to build our bombardment ships. We'll have that have a control group. This will start out with building some raider ships. Loop that and put this in Control Group 3. Going to build another starship constructor here. We'll put this out over there. put this out over here. This is going to start out building our flagships, and we're going to go to the riot thing. Force field. Tractor beam. I think I'll take 2 walls and 2 standards. Nope, standoffs. Okay. That works. Next step is to go to the control screen here. These are various automated things. So we're going to do auto free roaming defense engineers and rebuilders, auto build energy collectors. So that we automatically do that. We're going to set, for now we'll have 5 Mark 1 engineers built everywhere. We will also build remains rebuilders. These will rebuild destroyed turrets and stuff. Going to ship movement defaults to group move. Do anything else? Prevent warhead free roaming defense. I don't want those to auto attack anything. Don't want to do that. We can auto kite if we want to. I don't think I want to do that. Then we'll save that. Control group specific, so control group 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 9. So this would be our what is it? Our bombardment ships. Can we do that? That could be useful. I might do that at some point. Okay. Let's see, auto kite. We'll leave that on default because they already have that. For group 3, that is our guys, our raider ships. I don't think we're going to do anything with that. Ship design, we can redesign our riot controlled ships. So they have shield, tractor beam, shotgun, and a machine gun, and laser. And I believe these get upgraded when you upgrade your turrets via research. Is there anything else? Oh yeah, AI progress we need to talk about. This is basically how annoyed the AI is with you. Various things you can do will raise this, such as capturing systems, destroying certain key structures, and a few actions that you take yourself. At the bottom, you'll see AI tech levels. So at 240, the AI get access to different ships. So they get access to Tech 2 ships, Tech 3 ships at 740, Tech 4 ships at 1140. You can also see what type of AI we have, since we have the that option turned on. So we have a thief AI and a shield ninny AI. Let me read up on those a moment. I'll be right back. Okay, the shield ninny has really heavily defended planets, but it will never launch a wave at you. The thief has a number of annoying ships. They can essentially steal your ships and drag them off to their planets to be killed and possibly trigger nasty stuff. It is going to be a pretty annoying AI to fight against, but we have the bonus of not having to worry about the other AI as much, and them attacking us, just us attacking them. For ships then, we're going to go ahead and unlock the missile frigate, Tech 2, because they are, I think, good against the types of ships they are going to be mostly using. We may unlock this later as well. 2500. For starships, we're going to unlock the Spire starship and the Zenith starship. I think we'll leave that for now. We'll unlock Crystal Harvesters Mark 1 and leave that for now until we see what else we're going to need. For support, or no, actually for turrets, we're going to unlock the gravitation turret. We'll actually go ahead and unlock the second tier of that. And we may want to unlock another one of these later. Yeah, we'll go ahead and unlock the Tachyon beam emitter. So we're going to need that as well. And I think we might need to unlock the minefields as well. But not just yet. Yeah, we'll go ahead and unlock the next tier of scout drone, because that's going to be a bit important. And while we're working on that, let's build another space dock, because I don't want the scouts to be in with the other ships. And I think we're going to end this here. So, if you like, subscribe if you're not. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.